Jesus explains the purpose of the crucifixion. The Lord. As far as the body is concerned, I am a mortal man, just like you, and the result of this is that I, too, shall lay down this body, namely on the cross at Jerusalem, as a witness against the wicked Jews, high priests and Pharisees, and for their judgment. For this alone will break their power forevermore, and the prince of spiritual darkness, who now rules mankind, will grow powerless, no longer able to seduce and ruin the people. That is, to the extent as has been the case up until now. However, the prince is called Satan, meaning lie, deception, pride, greed, self-love, envy, hatred, lust for power and murder, and harlotry of all kinds. The greatest arrogance can only be brought low by the deepest humility, and thus it is necessary that such will be done unto me. When you hear of this, do not be frightened, for I shall not remain within the grave and decay, but arise on the third day and return to you, exactly as I am now with you. This deed alone will deliver to your spirits the greatest and truest testimony of my divine mission, and it will thoroughly strengthen your faith. I have told you this in advance, so you will not take offense to me and abandon my teaching when these things indeed come to pass. What do you think of all this, my dear Epiphan? Says Epiphan, Lord and Master, you are wiser and more powerful than all the wise and mighty men of this earth. Should you permit such a thing to be visited upon you, then you must surely have a good reason for it, something we are simply incapable of perceiving. Indeed, the greatest and most outrageous humiliation and chastisement for some of the most depraved and wicked individuals in Jerusalem, or among the Jews in general, would certainly be their inability to completely kill the man they hate most, even upon the shameful cross, and that, after 3 days, he would return as the very same he was before. I see and understand this quite clearly already, and yet it seems to me as if your wisdom and power could certainly decree otherwise as well. Assuming the priests and all other authority figures in Jerusalem beheld you working a sign such as the one you worked here just now, surely they would have to be blinded by the very furies of Tartarus to not recognize you as what and who you are. Their hatred towards you must transform into the greatest reverence and the most ardent love for you right away. And it goes without saying that you would have no need to allow yourself to be nailed to the ignominious cross, something meant only for the worst criminals. Say I. Yes, if it were so, then you would certainly be right. Unfortunately, however, it is not so, but wholly different. Believe me, this nest of adders and brood of vipers of the Templars in Jerusalem know exactly what I am teaching and what I do, but this merely increases their hatred, and they grow ever more bitter towards me the more time passes, a fact which, as Yonah and Hiram can attest to with a faithful account of the events that took place yesterday before midnight. All of them are utterly obstinate, blind and deaf in their hearts, and at the same time brimming with the greatest and most limitless pride, greed, and lust for power. And behold, no gospel preached or sign worked in the presence of such creatures has an effect. For my teaching and my signs destroy their ancient reputation and vast revenues, and this is the reason why the Templars have no need of it. And thus they are my most implacable enemies. I certainly possess the power to destroy all of them instantaneously, no matter where they are on this earth, as has happened once before already, decreed by the spirit of my Father dwelling within me, during the time of Noah, and later during the time of Abraham, when Sodom and Gomorrah as well as their 10 neighboring cities, were wiped out. But what good did it do? The vast Dead Sea bears witness to that judgment to this very day, and the scriptures point towards it indeed. Yet who still considers any of this, heeding it as a just warning? Should you now mention it to a true Pharisee, you run the risk of being derided, severely reprimanded, and even emphatically threatened with a heavy sentence. In cases such as this, however, there is nothing to be done, other than what I foretold you. This will be a most severe judgment for those obstinate ones, and, for my followers, the culmination of my love. And my resurrection will likewise be a resurrection for all those who are of my intention and will.